30 days ago, collectors were tearing open those Battle Beast blind bags like it was a golden ticket. 60 days back, Daniel Warren Johnson's Wolverine variant slashed its way into every collector's radar. And 90 days ago, the only thing cooler than the weather were those Impact Winter vampires heating up the charts. But the real question is, have these books stayed sizzling in the aftermarket, or did they cool off faster than a bowl of soup in the snow? Let's find out. It's time for your 30, 60, 90 look back. It's time for 30, 60, 90 look back. This is where we look at the books that were hot for cover price 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days ago. We see where their prices are today in comparison to what they were when they were hot then. And we got three very different, but at the same time, very savage covers and some cool books, and all of which are great to talk about. So, what do you think, Shane?
Well, we knew that the Battle Beast, some version of it was going to show up, and the blind bag makes sense. Um, and the Wolverine cover, it's just we both knew it. I think as soon as we saw it, as soon as I saw it in previews, I'm like, "Yep, I'm ordering two of those because that is going to be a hot book. It's a standout cover. It's Wolverine, and then Impact Winter. I think this may be the last time we talk about this book
Yeah,
until the whatever show comes out. Uh,
show, movie, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah,
So,
whatever it's gonna be.
let's go right into it. Let's talk a little bit about Battle Beast. Battle Beast, Invincible Universe Battle Beast, The Blind Bag. This book came out in 2025 for Image Comics. It was number one in cover price on May 19th. That was the third week of the month. It was going for $26 near mint with the weekly unit sales of 336 copies. The Raws were going for $15. Because it's a blind bag, there is no CGC census for it. As of today, you could get a blind bag for $6. That was the last recorded sale, and the fair market value is about $10. But during that 30 days, 225 copies have sold. There's the highest known value is $26, and that was in May 15th. I think now, if you want to grab a blind bag, that's a good time to grab a blind bag.
I would pick one up for $6, 100% for sure. Because the Comic Con I just went to like a couple weeks ago, they were ranging from 25 to $50 for a blind bag.
Still, even though we're now settled in.
Yeah, yeah. This was the end of May,
Mm,
so not so like two
not
weeks
that
ago.
long ago.
Yeah, but hey, you roll a dice for a chance. Like I would do it, no problem. $6, sign me up. Not $30 though. I'm definitely not doing that.
Yeah, at this point, if you do find these blind bags at this price, it's worth the value now because you never know what could actually be in that bag. I purchased three of them, and I was able to get some really good covers.
Yeah,
I ended up getting the Marvel Team Up book as part of one of the books, which again pays for itself really.
yeah, exactly.
And I think with this gimmick, because let's call it what it is, it's a gimmick. Uh, this gimmick is one of those gimmicks that I actually approve of because of the price that was attached to it originally. The book was going for like what, less than like $4, $5.
Yeah,
That was the price,
yeah.
and you it was a roll of the dice. It outperformed everything else that month, so I think it's worth it to sell. It sells comic books. You may have gotten something really good as a result, so why not?
Yeah, I think that what they did was, I don't think they completely believed in it because if they did, they would have had a blind bag for issue two as
Mm,
well. Because now knowing what I know, if issue two had a blind bag, I probably would have bought four or five of them at least.
mm. Yeah, but I think you can't always milk it for what it's worth. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I agree, but we're talking about companies where the end result is they want more money.
I agree with that one too. But there you have it. That was the hottest book last month. Let's take a look at the hottest book that was 60 days ago. And no surprise, it was Wolverine #8, the Daniel Warren Johnson variant that came out in 2025 from Marvel Comics. During its week on April 21st, it was the hottest book, and it was selling for $130 and 9.8. Had a weekly unit sales of 130 copies. The Raws were going for $48 near mint. Graded copies were already being sold for $106 and 9.8. As of today, the highest known value is $180 for a 9.8, and that was in May of 31st. There's currently 116 copies in the census right now. The books have sold for $54 was the last recorded sale of the book, so it actually has dropped in value a little bit. But what's really important to note is that there's 383 sales in that 60-day period. $50 is the fair market value. 165 is the fair market value for 9.8. This is what we call in cover price a push, because the book is worth more than it was when it was #1 2 months ago.
Yeah. And I don't think it's quite done yet. Um, I think as long as there's a demand out there, I mean, you can tell by looking at the sales in the first week, and then as of today, like 60 days later, that's, you know, more than double what it was at.
Mhm.
So it's the sales are continuing to happen as more people pick up this book. And, again, we're going to wait and see because that second print hasn't hit yet. So we'll see if that affects it or not.
Well, the second print has come out already, but people seem to be grabbing this one more. This one
Yeah.
still seems to be a popular book, even though the second print, which is the one in 25, people have been grabbing it. But I'm happy that the first printing is getting more of the love right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I meant is that it's just hasn't really saturated as out, it seems, as much as this book has.
Mhm. Yeah. So there you have it. That was 60 days ago. Let's take a look at our last book, which was 90 days ago. And that was Impact Winter #1. This book came out in 2022 for Image Comics. It was #1 March 17th in cover price. And at that time, it was $62 for near mint. It was 19 units sold. And the fair market value was $42 for near mint. There were no graded books at the time. As of today, though, there are graded books. There's actually 6 graded books in the census. The highest sale of this book is $140 at a 9.8, and that was in May of 21. And the book goes for about $30. That was the last recorded sale. 37 sales since that time frame. Raws are $30. Graded copies are now $137. It has dipped in price from what it originally was, but I don't think it's too bad. But at the same time, I don't see people running out to get this book.
No, this is as long as there's no news, that price is going to continue to fall, in my opinion. And you'll be looking at a sub $100 9.8 probably in the next month or two if there's no news.
Yeah. And I think, if anything, let it be. I would sit on this because I think $30 is still too much. I
Yeah,
think this at one time this book was a dollar bin book. The census count tells me it was a dollar bin book.
yeah,
So I'll still wait on it. You know what I mean? Now, you still run a risk with this book because at any given time we could get a TV series or a movie. I'm not 100% certain what it was, but at any given time this book could get heat again, and then that price will drive up again. But
yep.
as of today, the price has been dropping. I will let it drop a little bit longer myself personally before I pull the trigger on this one.
Oh, 100%.
Mhm. All right. And there you have it, guys. Those were your 30, 60, 90 look back on 3 of the hottest books from the last 3 months. Battle Beast is still pretty good, but you can get them for $6. That Wolverine cover is still hot. Impact Winter is dying and it's getting cold, but let me know what your thoughts. Which ones did you get? Do you have them? Are you planning to pick up any of these books when you go to a con or you want to shop online? Let me know in the chat, in the comments. And as always, like and subscribe. And we'll see you at the next one. Excelsior. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight, and I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.